Hey guys, it's Gus, and we're at the end of March, and we know a new module is coming soon. We just don't know when yet. And this means two things. It means we're at the end of the current mod, which is the slowest time in a mod. And when it's really slow in the game, the auction house is very slow as well. But it's going to pick up because when we know new modules come out, the auction house always picks up as well. So now is a good time to start looking at the auction house and trying to find value. And I got some observations in the auction house. These are PS4. I know the Xbox community is much different economy, and the PC economy is much different as well. So but hopefully you get a nugget or two out of here. Most of this might be common sense for you. So we know with the new module we're getting an enchantment upgrade, and a lot of people there's very different opinions about it, but everybody seems to be pissed about one thing or another. But people are still gonna do it. They're still gonna upgrade their enchantments, and they're gonna need cowards. And when before they made the announcement, cowards in the auction house were at 480, and now they've already gone up to 625. Now, if you're planning upgrading your enchantments and you don't have cowards, I would not bet these are gonna go down and wait and buy them hoping they're gonna go down. I would think this might be the lowest point you're going to be able to get them. Who knows? I could be wrong. There could be tons of players sitting on stacks of cowards and are going to flood the market, or there could be a triple co-mote, sell in the auction in the Zen market. We don't know. But if all things remain constant, these should go up based off of what I've seen in the past. Um, PC, I know they jumped very high. I don't think they made a dent on Xbox. The Xbox, is very fortunate where they don't have to wait for Zen. So you don't have to pay the premium that Zen has to pay on PS4 and PC. But what's most surprising about these cohorts is that they're priced higher than Prez wards. This is what's very unusual to me because part of the update with these enchantments is they're gonna raise the cost to upgrade to the new. I forget what it's called. It's not mythic. It's not majestic. I don't know. You're gonna only need a cold warden and a couple other reagents. But the good news is all the other enchantments below that, you're gonna be able to use preservation wards because they're not gonna be a 1% chance anymore. So instead of players using cold wards, they're gonna be using preservation wards because it's generally gonna be cheaper. So I thought these were gonna pop, and they haven't. They're still priced less than cold wards, which is really interesting because Prez wards generally are more expensive to buy in the Zen market than cold wards as well. Because if you want a cold ward, you can get a 20% off coupon and get a cold ward. But if you want Prez wards, you can only get a 20% coupon and only get 10 of these at a time. And they never have triple preservation ward packs on sale in the Zen market, only triple cold wards. So these are harder to obtain, in my opinion. And I think they're going to be more widely sought after. And these haven't gone up at all. I would be buying at these, but if you saw me preservation wards I have in my inventory already, I don't want any more. I think this is a very reasonable price to get in at. And this is going to be great for the newer players that aren't all mythiced out. They've been playing a few months and they're still working on upgrading their enchantments. Enchantments are going to be a lot cheaper to upgrade, which is great for the new players because they can get to where we're at right now if you're maxed out much, much cheaper. So good on you guys. But I would pay attention to these preservation awards. I don't know why they're this low. Kind of baffles me. Um, a lot of stuff is dropping in the auction house. Almost across the board, everything's going down. But there's a couple things not going down. There's a couple things going up. One of which is the Devil's Precision. Look at this bad boy, almost 250,000. Jeez. When the new lockboxes come out, generally the market gets flooded with these. What this indicates to me is nobody's opening lockboxes right now. So these are much more scarce and people are paying higher prices for them. And the same can be said for the Rage of Flame. Flame 2 is also expensive. Not as expensive, but still expensive. Look at that, 220. My goodness. So I would if you got these unbound and you're not going to use them, I would sell these now because generally when the new mod comes, the new lockboxes come, and the market just gets a bunch of these. So I wouldn't gamble hoping they're going to go up. Um, so with the new module, they're upgrading the trade bar store. Sorry, I have a if I keep clearing my throat, I know it's disgusting. I can't do anything about it except keep drinking water. Um, the kiddos are all sick, which means everybody's sick. So when you go to the trade bar merchant, we're gonna be able to get other stuff. We're gonna be able to buy what was it? Insignias, right? We're gonna be able to buy insignia powder straight up, and we're gonna be able to buy greater shard straight up. So the good news is for those players sitting on tens of thousands of trade bars with nothing to do with them, they're gonna have something to spend it on. And because a lot of players have not been using their trade bars to buy life scrolls because the life scrolls are just so low. It's like, why would I even use my trade bars? I'll just hold on to them. And a lot of people have that sentiment, me included. So people are finally going to have something to spend trade bars on. What I think that's going to do is create a shortage of Hellstones and life scrolls. Not a shortage, but less supply. So I wouldn't be surprised if when the new module comes, if Hellstones go up. Right now they're around 16k. Okay, 17, just under 18k. And life scrolls. Let's go to green. Let's see where they're at right now. Um, okay, they're at 2,500 each. Well, just about 2,500 each. And coupled with the fact that when the new module comes, people start burning through life scrolls and hellstones like crazy, so the demand goes up, and the people that have the supply are probably going to be spending their trade bars on other things that will get them more AD for their trade bars. So if you need scrolls of life and you don't use your own trade bars to get them, if you want them for the new module, for the new dungeon, I wouldn't plan on these going down. So you might want to get some. There is a trade bar sale coming, so you can use your own trade bars and get them on sale. Totally up to you, but I got very fortunate. I got these when they were down to like 1,100, 1,200 each, and I'll probably be selling them. Um, Here's another thing surprising me. So I don't know. I don't open lock boxes except when the key comes, but I guess these common enchants drop from lock boxes because these are much cheaper here than they are from the broad and merchant. And 12,000 AD. What's this? 15,000, 17,000 each. Yeah, 17,000 each. That's you know 83,000 cheaper than what the game sells them for. I thought for sure players were going to buy these all up and save them and then start upgrading them with their preservation words they got cheap and selling them for a nice profit in the auction house. I thought people were going to be doing that. I probably would have did it too, but the thing is I have so much inventory I want to sell. I just don't want to burden myself with anymore. But I'm really surprised nobody's done it yet. Maybe they have on PC, probably not on Xbox. But this is going to be a good opportunity because right now, an uncommon, if you want an uncommon, well, let's go enchant blue. I think they're labeled uncommon. Is it uncommon? They're expensive. They're like 500k. Uh, Maybe it's just called rare. Let's see. Look at these are the cheap stamina ones. So look at 503 is the cheapest. So 500k, and you're gonna be able to make this with that. So for 17,000, you can buy the green enchant, spend a couple prez wards, and you're not gonna be able to sell for 500 because the market's gonna be flooded with the rare ones. They won't be 500. They will go down, but I imagine they won't go down so much that you won't make any AD off of those uncommon enchants you buy. So if I was industrious, I'd buy those cheap uncommon insignias or enchants. hold on for when the new mod comes, start upgrading them and selling them. Because look at this price, man. Jeez. And when you start getting to Epic, now you're getting over 1 million. These are still going to take Prez Awards. Not don't count the gold. Those are really hard to get offload. Look at 1.15, 1.2 mil. These are probably going to go down to like 5 to 700K. So if you have these, I would sell them now because there's no way they're going to be selling for this much next mod. There's just no way. I remember when they got rid of the old weapon enchants and turned them into legacy, like the bile thorn and the bronze wood, all those. And I put in the video, I'm like, I'm selling them all. And I was selling for like 4 million, but they were normally like 6 or 7 million. And people are like, you're manipulating the market. No, I said, I'm saving my ass. I'm cutting my losses, is what I'm doing. And they ended up going down to 1 million, and I was like, this is writing on the wall. This isn't rocket science. So there's no way that this epic amethyst will sell for 1.1 mil next mod. We can make it with a few Prez awards that cost less than 600K a stack. It makes no sense. So, and a lot of the new players, they're smart. They're not blindly going to buy this shit. They're going to watch YouTube and go, oh my God, I can make it myself for less than half this price. Why would I buy it? And then these sellers are going to eventually going to have to drop their prices because it's going to do nothing for them sitting in their inventory. Um, but what has surprised me is the mythic enchantments are still so high. I don't get it. I don't look at 2.3 mil. If you want, at the end of this video, I'll show you everything I've been selling. I'm selling it because I don't see how this is still going to be 2.3 mil. I mean, it could on PC because Cold Wars are so much more expensive, but on Xbox and PC, no way. This makes 0 cents. And the thing is, I'm gonna sell all my regular 1 slot enchantments, and I'm buying 2 slot enchantments. I'm gonna make those because with 4 of those in your offensive slots, that will be 1,080 extra ratings. And I know people say ratings are easy to get. Ratings, they're not. If you're min max rating, you still need every single rating you can get. And so these new I forget what they're called, magnificent or celestial. That's right, the new celestial. Just 4 of those double slot ones will give us 1,080 stats. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So I'll be getting rid of all my single ones. But the problem is I can't sell them now because I still play the game every day and I run content. So I need those enchantments because I run a lot of not unscaled content. I would like to get rid of them sooner than later though. Um, so with Insignia powder being added to the trade bar store, I don't know what's going to happen to Insignias. I don't. What we do know is the market is going down slightly. 850, 850, 875. If you found anything under 900K, it was an instant steal. Now, not so much. So, I don't know if the market is gonna have a supply of powder and insignias are gonna go down. I am not betting they're gonna go up. So what I did, you'll see when I go show you everything I'm selling is I'm selling all my extra insignia. I just know it'd be foolish to sit on it hoping it's going to go up when it's probably not. One caveat to that though, the dominance and the tranquilities could possibly go up. I think when players start getting smart and the community starts figuring out that tame velociraptors are a thing of the past and they want to have a better build, they're going to have to start running more dominance and tranquility. There's just no reason to in the current state of the game because in the current state of the game you can run with a Raptor build and beat everything easily. Well, I mean not easily. Some content's still hard, but as you're learning it, you'll be just fine. But we're getting a lot of ratings next mod. We're gonna lose a thousand offensive ratings for each category with the new weapon enchant because it's going from 5,000 to 6,000 item level, but it doesn't get combined ratings. So you're losing 1,000 power, 1,000 crit, 1,000 accuracy. But if you have mythic insignia or mythic collars, 3 of them are going to go from 500 combined rating to almost 1,000 combined rating. So you're going to get nearly 1,500 each offensive rating back. So it's going to be a net gain. Plus, with um, these new double slotted offensive enchants, that's gonna be another 1,000 ratings. So we're gonna be getting a lot of ratings next mod, which makes the Raptor even less useful than it currently is. Um, it's still very helpful. I mean, because you can build around it. You can get an in-game build very cheaply with the Raptor. But if you want an optimal build, I just don't think it is. And I'm an HR. If we can do it, every class can do it. Well, TRs, they're in the same boat as the HR, getting no free stats, but or ratings. So the insignias, I'm offloading mine. I mean they could go up. They could go up. I just think there's way more downside potential than there is upside, and I don't want to hold on to that hot potato. If you got into those um, epic companion packs, the ones with the account wide tutor and spine devil, then you also when you got those, you got the companion base, which have not moved. They're still flat. They're still around 260, 270 on PS4. I don't know about your platform, but they're still at 266. I do suspect that these will sooner than later start going into demand and possibly going up. This is just so many tokens. Compared, its price per token is still very low at this price. We just don't know how many are in circulation, how many people are sitting on hundreds of these packs. We don't know. But when the new module comes out, players upgrade their stuffs, players come back, they rebuild their characters, people meta hop, new companions come out that might need to get upgraded, whatever. So companion tokens are usually highly sought after when new mods come out. So if you have these base packs, I'd hold on. I wouldn't sell them now. Um, if you see a rat pup for cheap, if you see a rat pup for cheap, right now 750 is the cheapest on PS4. I would maybe pick one or two up if you see it cheap. This is pretty spendy. These have very these could go way, way, way up. There is no more. You can't get this in the game. It was an event unbound item, and it will probably never be unbound again. I'm not saying never, but usually when the events come back, they'll release these, but they'll be in the Zen market, and when they get them from the Zen market, they're bound to account. So finding these are going to be very difficult. So if you see a cheap one, get it. And the reason being is this is one of the best replacements that some classes have to replace the Raptor. Because the problem with the Raptor is people are like, if I take off the Raptor, what am I going to replace it with? The Netherese Anarchist or, the Stalwart Lion, all of which are they don't do very much damage. But with these changes to these companion magnitudes, these companions have the potential to do some decent damage. And the Rat Pup and the Were Rat Thief, they go in the same spot. They do the exact same thing, except this one gives 15 more magnitude, more than the Were Rat. And I'm telling you, sweaty end gamers will pay a fortune for 15 magnitude, even though it's almost no difference. They want it. So the Were Rat Thief is a very viable alternative, but I think the sweaty end gamers, the desire for these may pick up. So if you see a cheap one, I would probably consider getting it. Chances are they're not going to go down. What's next on my list? Oh, these greater shards. Holy shit. This kind of stinks. Because the thing about greater shards is when you run dungeons, there's very little you're going to get from a dungeon that's going to make you any amount of AD. This is one of the few things that left in the game that can make you AD. And these have already gone from 75,000 below 40,000. And they could keep going even lower. This is crazy. That it's great for people wanting to build their color, but it stinks for the free to play players who want to grind dungeons and try to make eke out some AD out of running content. There's a big complaint circulating around how running dungeons is pointless right now because the loot's so bad. And it's not the loot's bad, it's just so devalued because there's so much of it. And them putting the greater shards in the trade bar store, that just devalued this immensely as well. I mean, it's good for some people, but it's bad for the free to play players. And it's also bad for the players who already have their mythic and colors because they could get these and they don't need them, so they could sell them. But for people wanting to make mythic colors, yeah, good for them. They're going to be much cheaper. Uh, com- these companion packs, I'm telling you, they're flat. They have not moved at all. And not these ones. Not these ones. Not these ones. These ones. 1.69, 1.7. And you look and you're like, there's only a couple more listed right there, right? The prices start going up when you look at past those listings. Well, the thing is, there's a lot of people seeing these who aren't listing them because there's no reason to list them right now. They didn't get these to sell them for this low of a price. I'm telling you, I think it might be a long time before these go back up, but hopefully they do. If you need the AD, then sell them, or trust your gut and hold on to them. But you might have to hold on to them for a long time. The good news is you can still farm, advanced demon web pits and master demon web pits for Goristro leathers, right? From the advanced. These are going down a little bit, and so are God's ores. So it makes farming a little bit less enticing. Look at 50K. Holy shit. It's really low. Think about buying these up. Because when the new module comes out, MC weapons are really good. And I'll probably be using MC weapons for the first couple days of the dungeon as we learn it. The MC weapons have been so good for so long and they've just been overlooked because of the Mirage weapons. But when you're learning new dungeons, right? Tanks just don't go in there and tank the dungeon. They're gonna die a lot because they're learning when to block, when their stamina is getting depleted, where to position the boss, when the tank buster, assuming there is a tank buster, comes. And then the DPS don't know the timing and the mechanics, so they're all getting one shot. Those MC weapons give you so much survivability. And the tanks are going to get more survivability when everybody uses MC weapons. The healer's going to heal the tank. The healer's going to heal the DPS more when everybody uses them. And the DPS are going to get healed up more when everybody uses, or do more damage when everybody uses them. And if you look at the new, like, if you're going in there with the slurring weapons, they're not that much more damage. So what you're giving up is a little bit of damage, but gaining a shitload of survivability. Because, generally people aren't farming the dungeon day one, they're trying to complete the dungeon day one. So I don't know what I'm going to do. And, we don't know. This dungeon might be a cakewalk where MCU was never considered. Or maybe it's going to be super, super challenging. In Demon Web Pits, people had a really, and still are having a really hard time at that second boss. And they're dying a lot. The DPS are dying a lot. Everybody's dying. And those MC weapons are great. I never had those issues because everybody used MC weapons. It was awesome. Sometimes you can overburn the mechanics, but and usually it takes learning to do. So I'm not saying get MC weapons. What I'm saying is, if MC do become desirable for this new dungeon, these prices will go way, way up. This is very low. But if the content's easy, then these may not get affected whatsoever. I do know when the new dungeon comes out, there can be very few people running demon web pits, for the first few weeks. So the supply of these gets so gobbled up really quick. So these don't just pop if people want MC weapons; they skyrocket if people want MC weapons. So it might be a good gamble is what I'm trying to get at. Uh, Look at these mount collars. Every time I see one listed for 5K, I buy it. Because typically people were selling these for like 5K, 3K, or mount packs. These mount packs, look at that, 30 of them. They're selling for like 12,000 each, 12,500. Uh, these are gonna give, I was it 25 insignia powder, which is equivalent. That's a lot of insignia. The green ones currently give 2, so this is equivalent to like 7.5 greens, and greens are around 1,500 each. I think these are 25 Insignia powder. If they're more than that, then they're actually still kind of priced low at this price. But if you see them for like 3 or 5K, pick them up. That's just easy AD. I already talked about consumables going up, and I already talked about my last note was watch out for cheap dominance and tranquility insignias. What make these so good is every insignia gives you ratings, but what dominance gives you and tranquility gives you, so it gives you forte, 750 forte, and forte equals ratings because half of that forte goes into power, a quarter of it goes into your class's specific offensive stat, and the last quarter goes into a defensive rating specific to your class. So these are really good. And you can easily cap and make a strong build with a non-Raptor using these. It's just really expensive to switch over. But with Insignias might be dropping next month. If that's the case, it's going to be easier to make that transition over if you want to. Um, so that's all I've seen in the auction house. I can show you what I've been selling if you want. Like, if you want to stick around, this will be boring. I've been selling some enchants. Let's see what I sold. You can come back and laugh because I probably sold these for way less than what they should be selling for, but I just want to get rid of them. So there's a Mythic Curse Burn. I sold that for 1.5. Legendary Stamina, good rinse. I've had that forever. Sold that for 1.2. Epic Jade, I sold that for a million. Mythic Soul Shield, I sold that for just under 1.6 mil. Mythic Cobalt, I sold that for 2.2 mil. I priced these to sell. You saw the cheapest one in there was 2.3, like 8 mil. I don't care. I want to get rid of them. Curse Burn for 1.6 mil. Epic Citrine for a mil. A Mythic Recharge for 2.2 mil. Good rinse. Actually, I enjoyed that. And then I'll show you on the insignias. This is going to be on 4 different characters. Let's see what I've sold in here. Yeah, I need 80 too. So I've been selling. So Enlightened Insignia of Brutality for 1.3. Another Illuminated Insignia of Aggression for 1.3. Wayfaring Collar for 6.2. Uh, that might have been a bad sell. We'll see how low Mythic Collars go. If they don't go below 6 mil, if they stay at like 7 or 8, that player got a steal. If they go down to like 5, I sold at a really good time. Enlightened Insignia of Courage for 1.13. Enlightened Insignia of Brutality for 1.3. Illuminated Insignia of Aggression for 1.35. Insignia of Brutality for 1.3. Crescent Insignia of Skill for 1.1. Enlightened Insignia of Skill for 1.2. Enlightened Insignia of Skill for 1.22. Regal Insignia of Aggression for 1.2. Barbed Insignia of Brutality for 1.2. Illuminated Insignia of Initiative for 817,000. Telling you, man, I just want to get rid of them. Not trying to give them away, but I will sell them low. Lightning Insignia of Mastery for 930,000. Crescent Insignia of Skill for 1.1. Enlightened Insignia of Brutality for 1.3. Enlightened Insignia of Precision 1.75. I had to make that one. That one was expensive to make. Crescent Insignia of Brutality for 1.37. Enlightened Insignia of Skill for 1.2. And Illuminated Insignia of Aggression for 1.287. So there's that tune. And let's go check out these. Uh, Watch these all go up, and I lost a fortune getting rid of them. Regal Insignia of Dominance. Why did I sell that? 1.2. I wish I didn't. Barbed Insignia of Aggression. That was epic for 30k. Another epic for 28,997. And 52 more epics for 50, just under 58,000. And we're gonna go here. We got Barbed Insignia Initiative for 822,000. Regal Insignia of Aggression for 1.4 mil. Illuminated Insignia of Aggression for 1.34 mil. Illuminated Insignia of Aggression for 1.34 mil. Regal Insignia of Aggression for 1.42 mil. Illuminated Insignia of Initiative for 160,000. That was a legendary. I hope. Another legendary for 160k. Another legendary. Another legendary. Another legendary. Another legendary. Regal Insignia of Aggression for 1.288. Regal Insignia of Aggression for 1.288. Hopefully I didn't sell any more dominance. Another legendary for 160. Another legendary for 160. 159. Another legendary for 160. Another legendary for 160. An epic for 30. Illuminated Insignia of Brutality for 1.3 mil. For the Raptor builds, those brutalities are needed as well. I probably should have held on to those. Crescent Insignia of Skill for 1.1 mil. Regal Insignia of Precision. Why did I? That was such a pain in the ass to make 1.43 mil. Enlightened Insignia of Skill for 1.1 mil. Crescent Insignia Skill 1.1 mil. Regal Insignia Dominance for 1.2 mil. That was dumb. Regal Insignia Brutality 1.3 mil. Illuminated Fortitude for 900k. Regal Insignia of Aggression for 1.15 mil. Regal Insignia of Aggression for 1.15 mil. Illuminated Initiative for 850k. Illuminated Insignia Brutality for 1.32 mil. And Regal Insignia Brutality for 1.32 mil. Two more tunes. I'm almost done. And I also have a lot of stuff. All my stuff I bought still in my auction house or still in my mailbox on my main. I should probably show what I'm doing there. I'll do that in another vid though. This one's going really long. Barbed Insignia Skill for 1.1 mil. Lightning Insignia of Precision for 1.58 mil. Regal Insignia of Initiative for 933,000. Crescent Insignia of Skill for 1.04 mil. Enlightened Insignia of Skill 1.2 mil. And these skill aggressions are what most people have been going after. uh, that these might go up next mod. And maybe I'm foolishly selling them too low, but I didn't want to take the risk. I'm just getting what I can while I can. Uh, Crescent Insignia Brutality for 1.36 mil. Barb Brutality for 1.08 mil. Enlightened Insignia of Skill for 1.2 mil. Barbed Insignia of Aggression for 1.4 mil. Enlightened Insignia of Precision for just under 1.6 mil. Enlightened Insignia of Skill for 1.2 mil. Enlightened Insignia of Initiative for 850k. Crescent Insignia of Fortitude 850k. Enlightened Insignia of Initiative 850k. Enlightened Insignia of Brutality for 1.3 mil. Barbed Insignia of Dominance. Why did I sell that? That was 1.6 mil. Oh, good. Another collar sold. Barbed Collar V. I don't even know what that is. 6.379 mil. 26 Greater Shards of Empowerment for 1.2 mil. I think that's like 40k each. Yeah, I'm not gambling. I just want to get rid of whatever I had. Legendary Insignia for 160k. Another Legendary Insignia for 160k. Another 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 for 160k. That was an epic for 29,000. Another epic for 29,000. Another epic for 29. Another epic for 29. And let's go check out this last one. Yeah, I'm not saying it's a good idea to sell or not. I'm just letting you know that I'm selling them. I'm not. It's too much. This is a lot of AD, and if it goes down, I'd be losing even more. I know it could go up. Um, Enlightened Insignia skill for 1.2 mil. Barbed Insignia skill for 1.02 mil. Another Greater Shard for 40k. Regal Insignia Dominus for 1.4 mil. Probably shouldn't have done that. And Crescent Insignia Brutality for 1.37 mil. Yeah, but it's nice because I'm getting all this inventory space. Look at all this extra space. It's so nice. I know. That's a luxury. Well, there you go. If you got any questions or comments or observations on the auction house, please comment below. I'm pretty sure everybody would like to see what you have to say. Stay classy, Neverwinter. See you soon.